Ladies and gentlemen, there will come a day when those who doubted you, who walked away, who underestimated your worth will look back and realize they made a mistake. Not because you've changed, but because they never truly saw the greatness in you. They will regret losing you, not because of who you were, but because of who you've become. Your value doesn't depend on others' recognition. This is a truth that so many of us forget in moments of doubt, rejection, or abandonment. We live in a world that often measures worth based on external validation, on how many people applaud us, how many acknowledge our efforts, or how many stay by our side. But let me remind you, your value is not defined by someone else's perception of you. Their inability to see your worth does not mean it doesn't exist. Think about it. Does a diamond lose its brilliance just because someone doesn't recognize it for what it is? No, it remains a diamond, precious and rare, even if it's buried under layers of dirt or hidden in the shadows. The same applies to you. You have qualities, talents, and a uniqueness that no one else on this planet possesses. Whether others recognize it or not, your value is inherent. It's not something anyone can give to you, nor is it something anyone can take away. People often fail to see what's in front of them because they're too caught up in their own distractions, insecurities, or lack of vision. Sometimes they don't appreciate your presence because they're not ready to handle your greatness. Maybe they're looking for something shiny and quick, ignoring the depth and substance that you bring. But that's their limitation, not yours. You can't allow their blindness to diminish your light. It's not your job to shrink yourself to fit into their narrow view. It's your job to keep growing, keep shining, and keep believing in who you are. The reality is, not everyone will recognize your worth, and that's okay. Some people aren't meant to. Their role in your life might not be to validate you, but to teach you resilience, to push you to stand firm in your self-worth. When someone dismisses you or overlooks your abilities, it's easy to feel inadequate or question yourself. But instead of asking, what's wrong with me, ask yourself, why do I need their validation? The answer is you don't. Your value is rooted in your character, your heart, and your purpose. It's in how you treat others, how you show up for yourself, and how you pursue your dreams. It's not determined by the opinions of those who fail to see you for who you are. Their recognition or lack thereof is a reflection of them, not you. Don't hand over the power to define your worth to someone who doesn't have the capacity to understand it. The truth is, we've all experienced moments when someone we cared about didn't see our potential. Maybe it was a friend who walked away, a partner who didn't appreciate your love, or a colleague who underestimated your skills. In those moments, it's easy to feel diminished, to internalize their judgment as a measure of your value. But let me tell you, those moments don't define you. What defines you is how you rise after them, how you reclaim your belief in yourself, and how you choose to keep moving forward despite their blindness. Understand that your journey is not meant to be validated by everyone you meet. Some people are simply not equipped to recognize the depth of your worth because they are operating on a level that cannot comprehend it. And that's okay. You don't need their recognition to move forward. The only validation you need is your own. When you truly embrace the fact that your value is intrinsic, you become unstoppable. You stop chasing approval from people who don't matter. You stop bending over backward to make others see your worth. Instead, you start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. You start surrounding yourself with people who do see your light, who encourage you to shine even brighter. And most importantly, you start believing in yourself, independent of anyone else's opinion. Your value is like a seed planted deep within you. It doesn't grow because someone else waters it. It grows because you nurture it, you believe in it, and you allow it to flourish. Others may come along and admire the fruits of your labor, but their admiration isn't what sustains you. It's your own care and dedication that make you thrive. So the next time someone overlooks you or fails to recognize your worth, remember this: their opinion does not define you. You are valuable, you are worthy, and you are enough no matter who sees it or doesn't. Stand tall in that truth. Believe in yourself when no one else does. Keep growing, keep shining, and let the world catch up to the brilliance you've always had. Turn doubt into determination. Life is filled with moments when people will question your abilities, your potential, and your dreams. They may look at you and see only the struggles you've been through or the mistakes you've made. They might doubt you because of where you come from, the resources you lack, or the challenges you face. But here's the truth: their doubt doesn't have to be a roadblock. It can be the fuel that propels you forward. Doubt, whether it comes from others or yourself, is inevitable. People will say things like, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, or you'll never make it. They might try to box you in, limit your potential, or even outright dismiss your dreams. And sometimes those voices of doubt can echo in your own mind. You might start questioning yourself, what if they're right? What if I fail? But the real power lies in how you respond to that doubt. You can let it paralyze you, or you can let it ignite you. Think about this. Every great success story begins with someone who faced doubt. The world is full of people who were told they couldn't do something, who were laughed at, ridiculed, or ignored. But instead of allowing that doubt to crush them, they used it as motivation. They turned every "you can't" into "watch me." They used every doubter as proof that they had something worth fighting for. And that's exactly what you need to do. When someone doubts you, it's not the end of the road, it's a challenge. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and unstoppable. Doubt doesn't define you, your response to it does. Instead of shrinking in the face of criticism or rejection, stand tall. Let their skepticism light a fire within you. Let it push you to work harder, to dig deeper, and to rise higher than ever before. Turning doubt into determination starts with your mindset. You have to choose to see doubt not as a barrier, but as a stepping stone. When someone tells you that you can't do something, don't argue with them. Don't waste time trying to convince them of your potential. Instead, channel that energy into action. Show them, don't tell them. Let your results speak louder than their doubts. Every time someone underestimates you, think of it as a gift. Their doubt gives you an opportunity to prove what you're made of. It gives you a reason to push past your limits and achieve things you never thought possible. Without doubt, there's no challenge. And without challenge, there's no growth. The obstacles you face, the criticism you endure, and the rejection you encounter, they all serve a purpose. They force you to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to keep going when things get tough. Turning doubt into determination also means silencing the inner critic. Sometimes the loudest voice of doubt isn't from the people around you, it's from within. That voice that tells you, you're not ready, you're not smart enough, or you're going to fail. But here's the thing: that voice is lying. It's fueled by fear, not truth. And fear only has power if you give it permission to take control. Whenever self-doubt creeps in, remind yourself of everything you've already overcome. Look back at the times when you succeeded despite the odds, when you rose after falling, when you kept going even when it felt impossible. Those moments are proof of your resilience. Use them as ammunition to fight back against doubt. Remind yourself that you've been through worse and come out stronger. Let determination become your weapon. When others doubt you, don't let it shake your confidence. Instead, let it strengthen your resolve. Use their words as a reminder that you have something worth fighting for. Use their doubt as a signal that you're on the right path. Because if no one is doubting you, it probably means you're not dreaming big enough. The bigger the goal, the louder the doubts and the greater the reward when you succeed. Success isn't just about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and refusing to give up no matter how many people tell you that you can't. Let their doubt fuel your hustle. Let it drive you to outwork everyone around you. Let it remind you that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. You have the power to turn every doubt into determination, every rejection into redirection, and every obstacle into an opportunity. All it takes is a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing doubt as a reason to stop, see it as a reason to keep going. Use it as motivation to rise higher, go farther, and achieve more than anyone ever thought possible. Because when you do, you won't just silence the doubters, you'll inspire others to do the same. And that's a legacy worth fighting for. The best revenge is success. When people doubt you, dismiss you, or treat you as if you don't matter, it's tempting to want to retaliate. You might feel the urge to prove them wrong by confronting them, arguing with them, or seeking their validation. But let me tell you something: wasting your energy on revenge in the form of anger or resentment will only hold you back. The real revenge, the kind that leaves no room for argument, is your success. It's achieving your goals so profoundly and unapologetically that their doubts and dismissals become irrelevant. When someone underestimates you, the first instinct is often to react emotionally. You might feel hurt, betrayed, or overlooked. Those feelings are valid, but they cannot be your driving force. Emotional reactions are temporary, success is lasting. Instead of spending your time replaying their words or actions in your mind, channel that energy into building yourself. Use it as a reminder of what you're capable of and what you're working toward. Every ounce of frustration can be transformed into fuel for your journey. Success speaks louder than words. When you rise above the expectations others have placed on you, when you surpass the limits they thought you couldn't break, you make a statement far more powerful than any argument ever could. Their opinions become irrelevant because your actions, your growth, and your accomplishments have done the talking for you. There's no need to shout your worth when your success makes it impossible for anyone to ignore. But here's the key: success is not just about proving them wrong, it's about proving yourself right. If you focus solely on trying to impress others or silence your critics, you'll lose sight of what truly matters: your own journey. Success is most meaningful when it's rooted in your own goals, your own vision, and your own sense of purpose. When you wake up every day determined to be better than you were yesterday, you're already winning. The people who doubted you become a footnote in your story, not the reason for your triumph. Think about it: the energy you spend trying to confront those who doubted you is energy you could use to build something incredible. Instead of chasing after them, focus on chasing your dreams. Instead of explaining yourself to people who may never understand, let your actions be the evidence. Success doesn't need an explanation, it stands on its own. It's undeniable, unshakable, and self-sufficient. Every time you achieve something, every time you grow stronger, wiser, or more capable, you are rewriting the narrative. You're proving that their doubts, their criticisms, and their rejections were never about you. They were about their own inability to see your potential. And in doing so, you're not just succeeding for yourself, you're inspiring others who have faced similar challenges. You're showing them that it's possible to rise above the noise and shine. Success is not a destination, it's a continuous journey. It's the result of consistent effort, discipline, and belief in yourself. It's built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you're putting in the work day after day with no immediate rewards. Those moments matter far more than any reaction you could give to your doubters, because while they're busy doubting, you're busy building. While they're stuck in the past, you're creating a future that speaks for itself. Let their doubts fuel your ambition, but don't let them define your goals. Success is not about living up to their expectations, it's about exceeding your own. It's about setting a standard for yourself that no one else can touch. When you achieve success on your terms, it's the most liberating feeling in the world. You're no longer bound by their opinions or limited by their vision of you. You've risen above it all, and that's a victory they can never take away from you. And here's the beautiful thing about success: it doesn't require confrontation. You don't need to go back and tell those who doubted you what you've achieved. They'll see it for themselves. They'll see it in your confidence, in the way you carry yourself, in the life you've built. And when they do, they'll realize that their doubts had no power over you. You didn't just survive their rejection, you thrived because of it. Success is the ultimate form of resilience. It's proof that no matter what obstacles you face, no matter how many people turned away, you kept moving forward. It's a testament to your strength, your perseverance, and your belief in yourself. It's the kind of revenge that requires no words, no confrontation, and no validation from anyone but yourself. It's simply you living your best life unapologetically and undeniably, and that's the kind of success that no one can deny. Let go of those who don't value you. This is one of the most difficult yet liberating truths you will ever learn. Throughout life, you will encounter people who fail to see your worth, people who overlook your value, or people who walk away when you need them most. It can be painful when those you care about or invest time and energy and choose to leave, whether by distancing themselves, dismissing you, or simply not recognizing the depth of who you are. But you must realize that their departure is not a reflection of your worth. It is a signal that they were never meant to be a part of your journey in the first place. Letting go isn't just about walking away from people who hurt you. It's about freeing yourself from relationships that drain you and hold you back. Sometimes the people you've known the longest, or the ones you've cared for the most, are the ones who are not aligned with your growth. They may not intentionally want to harm you, but their lack of understanding, appreciation, or support can hinder your progress. And that's where the pain comes, in the realization that someone who once mattered no longer has a place in your life. However, holding on to these relationships, even when they no longer serve you, is a form of self-sabotage. You may find yourself in a constant struggle to gain their approval, to win their affection, or to get them to acknowledge the good in you. But no matter how much you give, if they don't see your value, it will never be enough. You will always feel like you're giving more than you're receiving. The longer you hold on, the more you drain your energy and your spirit. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and sometimes people take so much that there is nothing left for you. The hardest part of letting go is often accepting that someone who once played an important role in your life is no longer a part of your journey. This could be a friend who no longer supports you, a partner who no longer believes in you, or a family member who has become distant. You may feel the pull to keep trying, to keep reaching out, to keep holding on, hoping that things will change or that they will finally see you for who you truly are. But there comes a point when you have to ask yourself, is this relationship helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? If someone isn't willing to invest in the relationship, if they aren't willing to treat you with respect, or if they repeatedly let you down, then it's time to let go. You cannot keep giving your energy to people who aren't willing to value you. This doesn't mean you hate them or that they have to be cut out of your life forever, but it does mean that you no longer allow their actions or opinions to dictate your happiness or self-worth. You have the right to surround yourself with people who lift you up, who recognize your worth, and who genuinely care about your growth and success. Letting go doesn't just apply to people, it applies to mindsets and behaviors that keep you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and frustration. There are parts of you that have been influenced by the negativity of others, parts of you that have internalized the rejection or the lack of support, and parts of you that are still holding on to the hurt and disappointment from the past. It's time to let go of those too. You cannot move forward if you are constantly carrying the baggage of the past. Letting go of the people who don't value you is about reclaiming your own space and allowing yourself to be free from emotional and mental burdens. When you let go of the people who don't value you, you create room for those who do. You make space for relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, love, and support. And that's when the real magic happens. You begin to attract people who see you for who you are and who appreciate you in ways you never imagined. You begin to notice the people who want to walk beside you on your journey, who are cheering for your success, who believe in you when no one else does. The more you let go of what no longer serves you, the more you begin to see your own value. You realize that you are deserving of relationships that bring you peace, joy, and growth. You realize that you are worthy of love and respect, not because you have to prove it, but because it is your birthright. And when you step into this truth, you become unstoppable. You begin to live your life on your own terms, no longer bound by the approval or validation of others. Letting go is not about being cold-hearted or unforgiving. It's about acknowledging that sometimes the best way to love yourself is by creating boundaries, even with those who once meant the most to you. It's about recognizing that your happiness, success, and peace of mind are far more important than maintaining relationships that drain your energy. And in doing so, you empower yourself to become the best version of who you are meant to be. So let go of the people who don't value you. Let go of the ones who keep you small, who dismiss your potential, and who refuse to invest in your growth. It's time to make space for the ones who will appreciate you, who will walk with you, and who will help you become the person you were always meant to be. The best is yet to come, and you can't get there while holding on to what's holding you back. When they see you succeed, it's too late. It's a harsh truth, but it's one that must be acknowledged. There are people who will doubt you, overlook you, and even try to hinder your progress. They may dismiss your potential, laugh at your dreams, or fail to appreciate the hard work you put in. But when you finally break through, when you accomplish what you set out to do, they will suddenly want to be a part of your story. They will notice you and they will want to be associated with your success. But by then, it's too late. The time for their approval or recognition has passed. You see, the world operates in a way that often only recognizes success once it's achieved. People will disregard your efforts in the early stages, when you're still working in silence, when you're still building, when your dreams are still taking shape. They might not support you when you're grinding, when you're facing obstacles, or when you're unsure of yourself. But when you succeed, when your hard work finally pays off, suddenly they want to take credit for your journey or act like they were with you all along. But don't let this disillusion you. Instead, let it strengthen your resolve. The ones who doubted you and walked away from you when things were tough were never really a part of your journey. They were only there to witness the finish line, but they missed the race. They didn't see the late nights, the sacrifices, the countless hours of effort, and the resilience you built along the way. They didn't witness the pain you endured or the moments when you almost gave up. They weren't there when you were at your lowest, and they didn't care enough to be there when you needed support. They saw your struggle but didn't understand your strength. And now, when your victory is evident, they want a piece of it. Let their late acknowledgement be a reminder of what you're capable of. Let it be a reminder that they didn't believe in you when you needed them to, but you didn't let that stop you. You kept going, you kept pushing. You kept working even when nobody was watching or applauding. And that's what truly matters: your journey, your growth, and your determination to succeed, regardless of who doubted you. Success doesn't require external validation. It's about showing up for yourself, proving to yourself that you are worthy of the dreams you have, and doing whatever it takes to achieve them. There will be people who only recognize your value once it's been proven. And when they do, you may be tempted to remind them of how they didn't believe in you. You may feel the urge to say, "I told you so." But remember, that's not the victory. The victory lies in the fact that you didn't need their approval to succeed. You didn't need them to see your worth for you to know it. Their delayed recognition isn't validation, it's merely a byproduct of your journey. Don't let it distract you or make you feel like you have anything to prove. Your success speaks for itself. When they see you succeed, and they want to be a part of it, understand that they are doing so because of your results, not your struggle. They are recognizing the outcome, not the process. And that's where the difference lies. Your success is not for them, it's for you. It's the culmination of your effort, your resilience, and your unwavering belief in your potential. It's the manifestation of your hard work, and it's something that nobody else can take credit for. The beauty of success, especially when it comes after rejection or doubt, is that it is yours and yours alone. It was never dependent on anyone else's approval, never reliant on their belief in you. They may have walked away when it was hard, but you stayed. You kept your head down and kept moving forward. Now that your success is undeniable, they want to be a part of it. But here's the truth: they had their chance to be part of your journey, and they missed it. So when they come around, remember that it's not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their failure to recognize you when it mattered. Be gracious, but don't feel the need to go out of your way to prove anything to them. You've already proven everything you need to prove to yourself. Let their late recognition serve as a lesson. Let it remind you that your worth was never tied to their validation. Your success is a direct result of your commitment, your belief, and your refusal to quit. It's a reminder that those who doubted you were merely background noise on your journey. They were never meant to be a part of your success story. The people who truly matter, the ones who see your potential from the beginning, are the ones who stand beside you, even when things aren't going well. Their support is valuable because it's rooted in belief and respect, not just in the results. When they see you succeed, remember that it's too late to be a part of your journey. But let their recognition be the fuel that drives you forward, knowing that your success is entirely your own. It's a reminder that no matter who doubts you or walks away, as long as you keep going, you will ultimately reach a place where your success speaks louder than anything else. The truth is, not everyone is going to appreciate your value, and that's okay. Sometimes, no matter how much you give, how much you sacrifice, or how much you try, people simply won't see you for who you truly are. This can be difficult to accept because as humans, we naturally seek connection and validation from others. We want to be seen, understood, and appreciated, especially by those we care about the most. However, when people fail to recognize your worth, whether intentionally or unintentionally, you are faced with a choice to remain in the pursuit of their approval or to accept the reality that you are more than enough on your own. There are many reasons why people fail to appreciate what they have in front of them. Sometimes it's because they are too caught up in their own lives, their own struggles, or their own insecurities to truly see the value in others. Other times, it's a matter of being blind to what you bring to the table because they have their own biases or limitations that prevent them from fully understanding your potential. But regardless of the reason, when someone doesn't appreciate your value, it's important to recognize that it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. People who fail to appreciate your worth are not the ones who determine your success, happiness, or self-worth. That power lies within you. You are the one who defines your value, and that starts with how you view yourself. When you realize that their failure to appreciate you is not about you, but rather about their inability to see what you bring into their life, you begin to free yourself from the need for their validation. The people who don't appreciate you are never going to see your full potential, and that's not something you can change. What you can change is how much you invest in those who do appreciate you and in the vision you have for yourself. At some point, you have to stop giving your time and energy to people who are unwilling to see your worth. You must stop waiting for the day when they finally recognize all that you've done for them or all the ways in which you've tried to support them. If they can't see it now, they probably never will. That's not a reflection of your efforts or intentions. It's simply a sign that you need to let go and focus on those who truly value you. This realization can be incredibly freeing. It removes the burden of trying to change someone's perception of you and allows you to focus your energy on what really matters: your own growth, your own goals, and your own well-being. When you stop wasting energy on people who fail to see your value, you begin to create space for people who do. The people who appreciate you, who recognize your worth, and who support you will come into your life when you stop seeking the validation of those who never truly cared to understand you. In many cases, people who fail to appreciate your value are not bad people, they are simply unaware. They may be too focused on their own issues or blind to the blessings they have in their lives. But just because they can't see your value doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't diminish your worth. It doesn't lessen the contributions you bring to the world. It simply means they are not the right person or the right audience for you. Instead of spending time and energy trying to make them see your worth, focus on proving it to yourself. You know what you bring to the table. You know the work you've put in, the sacrifices you've made, and the person you've become along the way. When you know your worth, when you're secure in the knowledge of what you can offer, you become less dependent on others to recognize it. You no longer seek approval from people who can't see what's right in front of them. You begin to attract people who align with your values, your vision, and your goals. Not everyone is going to appreciate your value, and that's okay. It's a part of life. The key is to not let their inability to see you for who you are cause you to question your own worth. You don't need everyone's approval to succeed. The only person whose opinion of you matters is your own. When you start to view yourself as the prize worthy of respect, love, and success, you'll stop wasting time on those who refuse to see it. You'll stop trying to change their minds and start focusing on building the life you deserve. Understand that their lack of appreciation is not a reflection of your abilities, your talents, or your heart. It's simply a sign that you are meant for greater things, greater people, and a greater purpose. When you recognize your own worth, the right people will show up, and the ones who never saw it will fade into the background. And when that happens, you'll realize that you never needed their approval in the first place. You are more than enough just as you are, and the right people will always see that. Not everyone will appreciate your value, but that doesn't diminish your worth. Recognizing your own potential frees you from seeking validation from those who don't see it. Focus on your growth and surround yourself with those who truly value you. Your worth is not determined by others' recognition, but by your own belief in yourself.